Welcome, everyone. My name is Stephanie Franco. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to maximize profit with an inventory system. We're going to be discussing how an effective inventory management system plays a role in the success of your eBay store. I'm so excited to be part of eBay Open this year. I've been a part time seller on eBay since 2017. I sell in many categories, but prefer hard goods. So, I want to start off with something I think we can all relate to. After all the hard work of getting an item listed in your store, it finally sells, and you get that notification either on your mobile device or email. Head over to Seller Hub to prepare that item for shipping, but when you go to locate the item, it's not where it should be. That feeling can be very scary and overwhelming. Now, I know it's happened to me from time to time, and it's likely that I misplaced that item or needed to investigate where it went. Let's take a look at the agenda for this presentation. We'll start off with discussing the cycle of an item on eBay, move over to discuss an inventory management system, then go over the power of the custom SKU. And lastly, we will discuss an inventory management audit and some best practices. As you can see on this chart is the general cycle of an item on eBay. And step one is the sourcing step. That's where you source the product, research, shop, and even purchase. And step two is the prep step. And it all depends on your category. You may have to clean, wash, test, but we all have to take photos, right? Step three is called the listing step. And this is where you will add your title, description, keywords, and pricing. Now, step four is my favorite, and I don't know if it's yours, but it's the selling step. And that is where you hear the cha-ching, that notification on your eBay app or getting an email, and then popping in on Seller Hub to see what's sold. Last, but certainly not least, is step five, which is shipping. During that process, you'll retrieve your item, package it up, pay for postage, and send it off to the shipping provider. So let's start with defining what an inventory management system is. An inventory management system, or IMS, in the retail world is a system that allows a business to track inventory before it's sold. You can keep it very simple or have a more robust process. Check out the photo on the screen. This is just a small sample of where I store my items and how I store it. I've broken it down by either a box number, a letter, or a combination of both. You can also use third-party software applications, spreadsheets, or whatever works out to make sure you know exactly where your items are. It's not perfect, but it works for me. I also have several more racks that are very similar to what you see. Let's look at the power of the custom SKU. Now, the photo on the slide shows you the mobile view of where your custom SKU is. It's under item specifics, and it's towards the bottom right under UPC. I put box 76. This was actually one of my draft listings. The custom SKU is not visible to the potential customers, so it doesn't matter what your system looks like. That box 76 is the item identifier, which tells me where it is in my inventory system. This helps keep you organized and helps speed up the shipping process. For those of you that list on desktop, here's an example of the desktop laptop view. Now, it's not towards the end of the listing like the mobile view. It's actually in the beginning, under the title, as indicated by the arrow. Why is an inventory management system important? Well, it helps speed up your processing time And that leaves you more time to focus on income-producing activities, such as sourcing, listing, administrative work, looking at Seller Hub, promoted listings, and all the other resources available to you. But if you're not fulfilling those orders, especially if it's due to being out of stock, then you could drop in your seller performance. If you get too many defects, you could end up being below standard and having some restrictions on your account, which will make it a lot harder to sell items. And your customers will not be as happy with their experience. So, one thing to help you get organized is to run an inventory management system audit from time to time. I found this to be very effective during the struggles I had with my inventory and getting defects on the account because my items were out of stock and I was just not organized. A good rule of thumb is to run an audit at least quarterly. Now, depending on the size of your store, you may choose monthly or bi-monthly, whatever works for you. During that audit, you can remove old listings that may have been donated or broken, or maybe have been trashed because they're no longer sellable. You can also update multiple quantity listings to reflect your current inventory. And that all can be done using a third-party software or a simple spreadsheet. During that time where you're running an audit, you can do a lot of other things, such as cleaning up your storage area, making some adjustments, big or small. I like to check each rack and tote to ensure that my items are in the right location. I'll even go and grab one box at a time and cross-reference it with my listings. By using this method, I've seen a decrease in misplaced items and an increase in processing time. So here are some key takeaways. Now, these are just some best practices of how having an effective inventory management system can help speed up the processing time and allow you to do things that are income producing. You can run an IMS or inventory management system audit at least quarterly to prevent lost items and also make the necessary adjustments to your system as needed. Your system may not look like mine, and that's okay. You'll adjust along the way to find out what works for you. I can tell you that my current system was not what I started off with, and it will also evolve as my business grows. Last, but certainly not least, reach out to eBay or the reseller community for more practices. If you have some that you would like to share, go ahead and post it in the chat for the rest of the community to learn from one another. Thank you so much for attending eBay Open 2024 and spending the time to join me on this presentation. I'm very lucky to have the privilege to be able to give you some best practices and hope you apply some of this in your eBay business, no matter where you are in your eBay journey. I wish you all a strong fourth quarter, and be sure to spend some time networking with the reseller community. Maybe even attend a local meetup. You'd be amazed at the resources and best practices shared. Stay tuned for our live Q&A coming up next. Enjoy the rest of eBay Open and have a wonderful day.